Hey guys, this is Dragonstar here, and today I've got a game between one of the biggest legends game, Mr. Kief over here, playing against the Darknoob, who's Darknoob HD, also known as, but he's a legend on his own right. So let's see how the game goes between these two guys. It's on a new map, introduced in the new map pool, the Hillfort. So see what their openings are going to be. Darknoob decided to go with Spanish, and Kief decided to go with the Turks. Each of them having the gunpowder unique unit, Janissary and Conquistador. Conquistador being the Spanish unique unit, and Janissary being the Turk unique unit. With this map, you can already see Darknoob has a gold really close to his town center, and so does Kief. So nobody has to make a mining camp on their respective gold mines. Looking at the maps of both of the players, the healthy woodline on the back of Darknoob's base. And same can't be said for Kief, but he has the options of going on the side for the woodlines. So it doesn't look that bad. Both of them are deciding to go for the scouting, pushing the deers, trying to search as much as the map as possible. Darknoob has already pushed all of his deers, so he decided to go scout Kief. Kief is in the process of pushing all his deers, and he just gives up. He decided that he can't push the deers enough now, and is gonna go scout his enemy. Darknoob has taken a full circle around the enemy's base, and is now gonna go and scout around his own base to see what the extra resources are looking like near his base. I think Kief is gonna do the same. He's gonna make a full circle around the base and runs into Darknoob scouts. Both of them are gonna try to fight and use the hill advantage to win the scout fight. Kief decides to click up. He's gonna be up at 18 population. That means he's gonna be trying to crush Darknoob, who's the Spanish player. Darknoob, on the other hand, has decided to make a barracks and is maybe going to go for a man-at-arm crush himself. Okay, this is really surprising. So the thing that is gonna happen here in the next few seconds is Kief is gonna be up faster than Darknoob, and he's gonna make a tower over this direction. And at the same time, now the Darknoob has his militias out, and he was gonna crush Kief. Kief has to run back to his base. Really bad for him. Darknoob decides to keep the gate open. Thinks better of it. Thinks better of that, and decides to go back once he sees Kief has made a defensive tower in that area. I think he's just not gonna use. He's now not going to even bother rushing. He's just gonna continue farming and use the militia as a. Even the men-at-arms has to force some repairs from his enemy. Maybe I would not have invested into men-at-arm upgrade, but Darknoob decides that's the best way to go. It puts on a little bit more pressure on these palisade gates. Locks Kief inside his base. Kief has decided to make another tower in this area, and now Darknoob is gonna decide to go for the other gate as well. The stone gate on this side, outpost on the other side. This is really backfired for Kief. He's not farming as much as Darknoob, so it feels like Darknoob is gonna be upping much faster. Looking at the food economy for him, he only has 4 on food, and he's finally starting to add more food. Meanwhile, if we look at Darknoob's economy, he already has 12 farms. He's getting his blacksmith up. He has a pretty healthy economy. He has nothing to worry about. He's still putting on the pressure, forcing Kief to wall. Kief decided to rush, and that backfired on him. These men-at-arms have done an excellent job keeping Kief boxed in inside his base. Kief is still trying to go around, look for any expansions outside this hill fort from Darknoob, and seeing any area that he might be able to pressure later on in the game. Darknoob is still being annoying with the forcing Kief to build stone gates. Gonna run away, hit the palisade, fortified palisade, and is just gonna keep him busy. Darknoob already has both of his buildings up. He just needs to fort garrison, and he has the resources to click up. He's gonna be following it up with conquistadors. Meanwhile, Kief is also he's gonna be clicking up almost around the same time. Actually, not sure what his response is going to be because he doesn't have that many villages in stone.
I found him.
is pretty sure that he should be knowing around this time that Darknoob is gonna go for Conquistadors as a follow-up to this play. We're gonna continue stonewalling his fortified walls instead of repairing it, and Darknoob is just gonna keep being annoying. He's forcing Kief to waste a lot of his stone. I feel I know what's actually going to happen. Kief is infamous for his monks, and I think that's what we are going to see. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to go for. He goes for a siege workshop and double monastery. Meanwhile, Darknoob has spotted the siege workshop, so he knows that something is coming. Still no expansion outside of his base. He has the resource 70 wood and 100 stone. So in the next few minutes you can see him leaving his base, maybe trying to make a town center over there, maybe a town center over there. Like having your villagers stuck inside the Hillfort is not a good idea if you want to stay out for that long. Yeah, that's the PC I was talking about. His expand. He hasn't seen much of an aggression from his enemy. Kief has decided to go for the 3 monastery classic. Kief things are going on. He expects Darknoob to be putting on the pressure, and he's gonna be feeling the pressure pretty soon with the Conquistadors. Even if the Conquistadors are present, the monks might be able to do the job. So I think he's just gonna let his cavalry be converted. Now he's gonna take down the mangonel, or maybe not. Thinks better of itself. Yeah, he purposefully let his that last few shots of those Conquistadors kill that mangonel. So what happened over there was he knew the monk is there. He does not want his Conquistadors to be converted when he tries to snipe the mangonel. So he just continues attacking it with his scout. Make sure that his monk is only targeting the the scout cavalry. He still has his Manatowns active. He's gonna be trying to look for any expansions from Kief. I'm pretty sure Kief is not the guy who anyone expects to be making economy. He's gonna come out with his 5 monks, and he has the mangonel. Looking at Darknoob, still on the second town center. That's probably the best way to go. And he has chosen to upgrade into light cavalry. I actually failed to see where his stable is. That is where his stable is. He has gone for light cavalry. He's afraid of the Kief's monks. And light cavalry has one of the best monk resistance. So this is easy transition for him. He's gonna be buying food and making light cavalry. He already has 2 light cavalry in production. Darknoob is gonna be doing one of the better things. He's gonna be trying to cut off the reinforcements, picking off 2 monks in exchange for 1 conquistador. Maybe he might be able to take down that conquistador as well, but he thinks better of that and decides to pull back. These 4 conks will probably be still active. Kief is making sure that he isn't cut off this time, so he has these monks trying to pressure this area. And here comes the conversions, and Darknoob has to pull back. So his front line has been protected. Kief brings the mangonel repair villager to his mangonel. Does Kief know about the light cav or the stable switch from Darknoob? Doesn't look like it. This is a really vulnerable army that he is working with. If Darknoob decides to push with the right amount of light cavalry at the correct time, Kief has nothing to do with this push. Now he finally sees the stable garrison. He should be sensing that something is coming. Meanwhile, Darknoob is correctly cutting off the reinforcements from the back, cutting off the supply line, and Kief is putting on the pressure with the mangonel. But Darknoob knows that, and he's being patient with his light cavalry. Once he feels he has enough numbers, he'll try to push out and try to take down all the monks. But the dangerous thing about this is Kief is actually converted a few conquistadors, which can help him take down the light cavalry. Let's see the conversions. I don't see the conversions just yet in terms of the light cavalry. The monks are going down. The conquistadors are out. Conquistadors are trying to the monks are trying to get conversions on the conquistadors. Most of the monks are going down, but the monk production is still going to happen. That the castle is still standing. Light cavalry have all been wiped out.
Emret.
So Kief
Evet. Hazır ol.
still has his push despite the score. He's still alive and he's still trying to push Darknoob. Darknoob has the third town center on the right, so he has been expanding with his economy on the other side as well. Kief is making a barracks to produce a few spearmen. He has everything on this push. He's not investing into any more economy outside of his base.
Evet.
Darknoob has a few
Presto.
Menatams parked on the other gold mines, so to see if when the Kief decides to go outside. Meanwhile, in the front, the light cavalry are still being active. They're
Hazır.
picking up the monks. The monks are not getting the conversions fast enough. He takes down 4 monks for the cost of 2 light cavalry and loses his last one. Push is still happening. The conquistadors are pushing on the left side. This fight can snowball,
Sí.
but
Emret.
let's see what's going to happen. Kief immediately pays attention to the fight on that side as well. Picks off another, converts another conquistadors from Darknoob. The score is inching closer. This is going to this is getting out of hand from Darknoob really fast. 4 conquistadors on this side. Darknoob is running away with these villagers, trying to expand on the other side. He's gonna try to repair the town center, keep it alive for as long as possible. The spearmen are coming. The mangonels are trying to push. And let's see what he's deciding to do. The 4 conks are in. The mangonels are trying to push the town center again. The conks are proving to do a lot of damage to Darknoob's economy. Darknoob is still trying to prepare the town center. He is finally running away with the rest of his villagers. The conquistadors. Kief has more conks than Darknoob himself. Is gonna place down a castle on this side. The conquistadors are running after the villagers, and the Mangonel are trying to attack around the light cavalry. Oh my god, the Mangonels have taken down most of the light cavalry, and that castle should go up actually because of the Spanish villages, which make buildings faster. That building actually went up. A really excellent recovery by Kief in that regard. He's using most out of his army and making Darknoob react to his gameplay. 3 monasteries still working, still producing monks for him. The conquistador numbers from Kief have gone up in the last few minutes. A lot of villages are being pulled to make economy on the sides. He's run out of gold on this area. He's gonna go on the right side. Let's see his scouting. He has no idea where his extra golds are. So he's just gonna try to look for his golds at the moment. He has no idea that his gold is over there. He's just gonna look for wood. Finds the Manatam over there. He finds the stone mine, but still no gold yet. He's still trying to look for the gold. Darknoob still should have a better economy. Well, not by much. He's only ahead by 3 villages. So the push from Kief has been working out excellent for him. The monks are there. Let's look at the light cavalry number. Can he have enough light cavalry to take down all the monks? He sees that Kief has gone on that stone and sends the 2 conquistadors immediately. Kief is still scouting the other positions that Darknoob might have expanded on. 5 conquistadors on this side. He opens up this area. He might decide to push the main town center. He thinks better of that and is going to be trying to push this town center instead. Let's look at where the mangonels are. The mangonels are 3 mangonels pushing out on that area.
Presto.
Kief has nothing to defend. This is really bad for him. He has everything in his forward that he has nothing to defend his base.
See?
So the 2 conquistadors are doing a lot of damage to him. The monks and the mangonels are pushing here. Darknoob is abandoning that area and is running away. This And Kief knows that the only way he's going to be protecting this area is by making a castle and solidifying his position. The conquistadors are here. The monks are might have gotten conversion, so the Darknoob decides to delete it. His other TC is still going down. A will difference of 10 has been created, but most of that is almost idle. So, well, on awkward resource positions, Kongs from Kief are still trying to fight the enemy. The monks are now being pulled here. Darknoob does not want to fight this force, so he decides to pull back. Kief has been coming back in this position. This has been turning out to be a really crazy game. These villagers don't go back to the farm. This is one of the new bugs that you might say exists. That if you build a farm near the existing farms, the villagers don't go back to work. Darknoob has to defend all these villages in this area, so he wants to go for a town center in this position, that he doesn't lose anything. Kief still has 2 villages in this area. Kief has clicked up to the Imperial Age. He's still playing on his one town center. He bought a lot of food and has sent everything to Gold and Stone. So he is on his way to the Imperial Age. Darknoob is still trying to defend. He's still trying to take as efficient fights as he possibly can. He decides to commit now. He's gonna be trying to take down all the monks in this area. The conquistadors are still killing a lot of light cavalry, but the majority of the monks have gone down. He only remains with 3. The only remaining force from him is 3 monks. Darknoob is still active with his economy on the left side. He has a healthy economy in his front and has survived the push on the right. But Kief is on his way to the Imperial Age. This is going to be really tough to deal with, especially since Kief has the access to the trebuchet in the Imperial Age. Combined with his monks and trebuchet, there is not a lot Darknoob can do other than out-decoying him and making sure that his economy survives. Let's see how much of a macro that Darknoob can pull out before the attack from Kief becomes an issue. He makes a siege workshop and a castle. Makes a siege workshop with one villager and makes a castle with the other. This is the perfect Kief stuff that he has been known to do, even on the Boobly. And he is doing the same things on DE in these sort of maps. Both of these players are really known for their arena gameplay. So putting him in the map where it's kind of like a arena but not entirely produces really exciting games such as these. Kief again comes in with all his villagers, makes a castle in this position. I don't think Darknoob is in a position to click up himself. He decides to commit into Castle Age, trying to deal with Kief's pressure of Imperial. Kief has run out, is almost going to be running out of that gold, so he needs to expand to this area. He has been scouting it. Yeah, he finally scouts it, and he will see that his enemy is already waiting for him in this area. But he has access to the gold that belongs to Darknoob. He's making bombard cannons. He's making conquistadors, light cav, and monks with janissary mixed in. This is a really hard composition for the Spanish player to be dealing with at this point of time. That tower is definitely going to go down. The conquistadors that Kief has converted will provide a lot of protection for the monks, and the bombard cannons is going to definitely try to take down. What I would do in this position is wall Darknoob and not let him run away. Yeah, Darknoob knows that is probably what is going to happen, so he's going to try to run away. But then again, he's going to run into Kief's castle. But boxing him in and not giving him a chance to counter-attack in this position would have probably been the play. Now, actually, he just runs into the conquistadors, so he's more than fine in that regard as well. Darknoob trying to block out as many conquistadors, letting his villages run away. Kief not paying attention on his own wood line. Darknoob is still sort of expanding on the left. He has masked a lot of conquistadors of his own,
Evet.
but the monks
Hazır.
from Kief have upgrades now. He has sanctity. I don't remember if the Turks get block printing. Let's see. That's actually not an upgrade that Turks get an access to. But if they did get that upgrade, that might have been a huge
Hazır
upgrade for
ol.
them.
Emret.
A lot of Janissaries in the queue over there. The castle from Darknoob is under siege now. Uh, Darknoob survives with these villages. Not sure if Kief is going to pay attention to that. Maybe he will because he thought Darknoob ran away with these particular villages. A lot of light cavalry are being pulled. The monks are being targeted versus the conquistadors.
Evet.
I think this fight is really in favor of Darknoob. And not a lot of conversions from Kief. He only managed to get only two. The light cavalry managed to take down all the monks, and the conquistadors will just target
Evet.
the bombard cannons. Rams are also being produced to this castle, trying to take that one down. The conks
Hazır ol.
on which Kief converted could have been used to protect his monks in this fight.
Evet.
Darknoob still has a lot of conquistadors remaining. Kief is trying to take down the Rams with his own villages. Nothing going on the left side. He is probably running out of gold pretty soon. Looking at this, he finally added a second town center and he is repairing his castle. Janissaries are being pulled, trying to having them try to deal with the conquistadors. This is still a close game. Kief is trying to recover with this in his economy, and Darknoob is still trying to be active with his conquistadors. Kief has run out of stone, so he can't repair his castle anymore. So he buys a little bit more, try to keep his castle alive in this area. He makes a mangonel, try to take down the ram, takes down one ram, only one ram remains. I think this castle stays up. Looking at resources from Darknoob, he's still investing into castle age. No sign of him going up to the Imperial just yet. Kief is actually catching up. He's only 15, 16 villages behind Darknoob. But with the amount of pressure he is putting on Darknoob, this is going to be a really tough fight for him. 3 down centers again for Darknoob on the left side. He's still patrolling this area, just making sure Kief isn't taking any resources on the left side of his base. Kief has expanded on the right, and he is not concerned with the left side anymore. Just wants to push the center, just wants to take down the castle from Darknoob. Light cavalry on this area, still trying to raid, be annoying. Conquistadors pulled from Kief, trying to deal with the raids from Darknoob. Darknoob is trying to boom back into the game, queued up a lot of villages, and is gonna make a go in the center, kill whatever economy Kief has in his own base. Kief already knows this and is expecting him with Janissary. As soon as Darknoob sees that, he's gonna try to run away. Kief has transitioned into Hussar. Hussar is the free upgrade that the Turks get as their civilization bonus. So they don't have to invest into the resources that they need to upgrade into light cavalry and the other things. 2 mangonels actually walled inside, so any ram push that Darknoob might prepare for this castle gets instantly crushed. So a lot of small plays done by Kief to deny Darknoob any access to this castle. The gold has been secured. He's taking that gold with a lot of villages, and a 3rd town center finally being placed by Kief. I think Kief has stabilized the game long enough for him to actually start adding economy and his own army rather than relying on monks. But still, no siege units being created just yet. He is trying to go on the left, maybe try to recover this area. Darknoob finally realizes that he has an army over there patrolling. Kief will probably kill the men at arms finally. These villages will be protected against these raids in the near future once that town center is complete, which it is now. The Janissary here taking down all the farmland. These villages are still alive. 7 villages from Darknoob in this corner, still hidden. Kief has no idea that is going on. A lot of conquistadors and light cav. Light cav have +2 armor and +1 attack. +1 armor, bloodlines, and husbandry is the upgrades that Darknoob has on his conquistadors. Janissary and Hussar is the composition Kief has decided to go for. And still no siege to push the castle on the hill or on the left. At this point, I feel Darknoob is getting too much time to climb back in the game. And he has 5 rams prepared. He wants to push the castle. Again, let's see what Kief's reaction to this is. Darknoob has gone for that. Let's look at Kief's reaction. Does Kief know that this is gonna happen? No, he does not. Darknoob sees the mangonels behind the castle, so he's gonna try to use his conquistadors against the mangonels. He will probably get both of them, and the rams will do the job. Kief will try his best to take out the target, the conquistadors. He's pulling all his Hussar and his Janissary on towards the right side, but I think it's a little bit too late. He's gonna lose the castle, he's gonna lose the villages. A 4th town center being added on the gold, which belongs to Kief, and he will have a little bit of gold income to work with. He already exhausted most of it. Well, he exhausted all of the gold that Darknoob had in this position. So he should forget about the area that he's currently pushing and work towards pushing the left side where Darknoob has most of his economy. Darknoob has stabilized. He is looking on a much healthier population than Kief. Kief is struggling to keep up in the village number. Meanwhile, Darknoob has caught up in the villager number. He has decided to go for the 4th town center as well. He's preparing siege workshops, and his conquistador light cavalry composition seems to be working out for him. 5th town center coming up. He wants to expand his economy all over the place so that even if he gets raided or pressured in one spot, he has the other area to rely upon. Let's speed up the game a little bit. Darknoob is almost going to be reaching Imperial Age. He has found a firm control on the position on the right side again. Kief has stopped a lot of his pressure. He is still upgrading all of his Hussars and is producing a lot of Janissary. Janissary Hussar is the combination that he has decided to go for. And a castle being put down over here, but Darknoob sees that Kief is already patrolled in Janissary in that direction, so he decides to give that up. Conquistadors are in this position. Kief trying to take down the rams. A lot of capped rams have been created from Darknoob now. Elite Conquistadors has been researched, and Siege Ram is the next upgrade that Darknoob is going for. The Conquistadors are doing a lot of damage to the Janissary and the Hussar. Siege Ram is just going to take down the building into the front. No response to that just yet. Yeah, these 4 siege rams have been ignored by Kief. They both are focusing on the left side. Janissary and Conquistadors being pulled in this fight. Conquistadors in the back. I feel Darknoob has the military advantage, but the bombard cannon and the Janissary, elite Janissary from Kief might make the difference. But the Conquistadors are too strong. Still no armor for the Conquistador. That might become an issue. Hussar are being used to raid Darknoob on the right and on the top side. So this area might become an issue. Hussars are also being used to raid Kief's economy. So the game has evened out and is really close. So it will be in terms of how much food and wood both of these guys will be able to use. Rams and Hussars are being made and used on the right side. So like he wants to push this area. Conquistadors are still present, so he's going to be using his Conquistadors in the combination with his Rams to push that particular area. Raids are still being denied on the left side. A lot of hussars are being created again from both of the parties, but the Conquistador has been proven to be the deciding factor in these fights. Siege Rams
Agree.
and Conquistadors with a mix of Hussar is the slow death that Kief is dying from. Combat cannons and rams of his own are being added on the left side. Next
Say
gold
no.
mine is also being mined. But still, I see no answer to the siege ram and the conquistador push on the left. While I say that, Keef manages to push this back with just hussars and the janissaries are being brought back. Light hussars are still being used to raid 83 villages from Kiev, and Darknoob is still looking pretty healthy with 100 plus villages. The five town centers are not producing, but most of his villages in the left are actually working. Meanwhile, looking on the right, it's actually really hard to see what Keef is going on for him. Not a lot of farms, but the farms which he does have are working. 80 plus farmers for Darknoob. That is what is going to decide the game, I feel. The Hassa production from him is also constant. Janissary are being caught out and are gonna die. Hassar are being pulled over here, but I feel the conquistadors from Darknoob are going to be the deciding factor. Both of these guys, I think, yeah, Keefe decides to switch into camels, but camels are still gonna take a lot of time to mass up and push back with. This combination from Darknoob has been proven to be really deadly. I think once he sees heavy camels, he might actually decide to switch into halberdiers. Yeah, he's researching the armor for his infantry, and he will start investing into halberdiers and produce a lot of barracks to push back the camels with. Or maybe not. Keith decides it's better to give this up. Actually, do not know why Keith gave this up in this position. Even though he's really behind, I feel he should be fine. Actually, no. The economy difference was really huge. So, very well played by both of them. I felt the game was literally over in Castle Age when Darknoob decided to push with men at arms and Keith overreacted.
Hazır.
But after the castle was made, Keef made his three monastery, one siege workshop, classic push by Keef, managed to managed to take out the town center on the left, managed to take out the town center on the right, made a castle, went up to the imperial faster, survived against the light cavalry and the conquistador combination against his monk siege push. Really well executed by Keef. He's really good at doing what he does, but Darknoob was just able to outlive him. He expanded everywhere and made economy to outlast him, then pushed him with the superior economy behind it in the late game. Really well played by both of these players. Let's look at the game statistics. Military, Keef had a slight advantage over Darknoob economy. Of course, Darknoob had the better economy, technology, society, and the total score. Keef had the better KD, and Darknoob had just two more military. Food collected has to go on Darknoob's favor, and looking at the Imperial Times, nothing much to see over there. Darknoob had to commit more onto Castle Age to survive against the Imperial push. 123 villages with 3 relics captured. That is the statistics for the game. Looking at the timeline, we can see that happening. The military went skyrocketed from Kief in this part of the castle age where he was making a lot of monks, siege, converted a lot of conquistadors from Darknoob, and later on, Darknoob was just trying to survive, use his economy advantage over Kief. At this point, Kief is left with almost no military and has no resources left. That is why he felt his population was down as well. That is why he felt he had to call it. So that is one game between these two guys, and it is really awesome to see Keith back playing on DE. I hope to see more games from him, and I will come with more recorded games in the future. Stay around. That's it for today.